Hello, Willowdale and beyond. Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, NeighborLink North York's weekly interview series. Each episode, we introduce you to new neighbors in the spirit of building a more connected community. I'm Sebastian Biasucci, and I'm so excited for you to meet our guests tonight. We're joined by a wonderful couple raising two beautiful children here in Willowdale while also running two local businesses. Claire is a florist and a gardener. She's worked at a retail flower shop for many years and then later founded Alisera Design, specializing in weddings and events. She's passionate about locally grown flowers and floral, foam-free design. Haedong, her husband, is a hearing instrument specialist who has his own practice called the Better Hearing Clinic. Claire told me that he was trained on how to satisfy the most difficult customers by helping Claire's very own grandmother. I think there's a story there for sure. For several years, Haedong has also written weekly hearing columns for two Korean newspapers. We're so glad they stopped by. And before we meet these two lovebirds, allow me to introduce your host, Lily Chang.
Thank you, Sebastian, and good evening, Willowdalers. Hope you are having a great start to your week. I know that I am enjoying the budding flowers that are coming out across our neighborhood. What a great opportunity we have to chat with neighbors as we walk through the streets, and I see more and more people out gardening, putting soil down on their lawns, fertilizing. Hopefully, you can also get out to meet your neighbors during the spring season. We're very excited because this week we are going to celebrate Mother's Day. And since I became a mom, I realized that being a single mom must be so much harder. I found motherhood has been challenging, and I can only imagine the difficulties faced by these unsung heroes across our entire city, especially when you think about how hard it's been during the pandemic to be locked down, being the only adult with a family, and having no support with all that online virtual learning. That's why we have created this wonderful initiative called Single Moms Mother's Day Encouragement Baskets. And basically, we're inviting people from the community to sponsor or create a basket that will go to a single mom who deserves our encouragement. And truthfully, any single mom deserves our encouragement. I'm really excited today because one of our guests, Claire, has generously offered to create several bouquets for the many moms who have signed up to receive on our Mother's Day campaign. And so we're so grateful for her generosity and for all of you who have signed up to be sponsors. In fact, we have 77 moms who have registered, and currently, we're just a little short on sponsors. So if you have some time this week to put together a basket, please let us know or sign up on our website, neighborlink.org/Mother's Day. Without further ado, let us welcome, I just don't know how they do it, this beautiful young couple. They have kids and they're both business owners. I can only imagine how hard that is. So let's put our hands together and welcome Claire and Haedong Chung.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Lily. So
Hi.
nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too. And thank you so much, Claire, for offering to support our Single Moms Mother's Day initiative. It means a lot to us.
Yes, it's only my pleasure because my mom had to raise four teenagers in her early 40s. My dad passed when I was 17. I was the oldest, and my youngest brother, was only 10. So yeah, we all had our difficulties, and I was so happy to learn about this opportunity. So I just had to. I was just looking for
Aw,
something like this.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for initiating this.
Yeah, we just know after you become a mom or seeing the hard work of your mom, you just know how hard it is to be solo
Mhm.
parenting. And we look forward to learning more about Alisera and your floral shop. And also, Haedong, you have
Yep.
a hearing instrument. You're a hearing instrument specialist. That's
Yeah,
a very unique calling. Um,
it's not common. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, it's very special. But before we dive deeper into your businesses, which we do want to hear about, we want to first learn more about your journey into Willowdale. So you've been here a little over 4 years. What brought you to our neighborhood?
It was our second pregnancy. So we lived in downtown Toronto. We lived there for over 10 years, and we had our first kid and we raised her there. And it was okay for just a family of 3. But then I got pregnant, and they don't have school bus in downtown, right? And I couldn't imagine myself pushing those strollers in snow, all the snow and flurry, for like 30 minutes walk, back and forth, right? That's about like an hour every day in snow. I just couldn't do it. So I just had to move somewhere, but we just decided to move to this neighborhood. It was because my mom lives here. So yeah, we just left downtown, and that's when we.
Well, that's really special too, to have grandma around. I'm sure that's helpful with 2 kids in tow and being 2 business owners.
They're actually at my mom's right now.
Oh,
So, this is my daughter's bed.
Yeah. You could go on a date after this interview. So tell us a little bit about your first impressions when you moved into Willowdale.
He always doesn't have much to say.
Good Korean restaurants, maybe, or can't compare to your mom's cooking, probably. So
yes. Yeah, we don't usually eat Korean.
Korean restaurant. We don't go to the Korean restaurant.
Yeah, we just we cook at home.
Yeah.
The Korean meals, but there are. It has actually changed a lot, because I used to come up here when we didn't have kids, but now after we have 2 kids now, and there's like so many changes in the neighborhood. And well, it was at first we lived in a condo. There was this what was that, Parkview? What
Princess Park?
No, the community garden.
Parkview Community Garden.
Yeah, it's right. So we just loved that place, strolling and looking at the veggies and flowers, and it was really something special that we just didn't have in downtown core, right? So yeah, we really enjoy our time.
Yeah, we kind of really like that in Willowdale there's lots of small parks around here and there, so you don't have to go to big park. Then because there's just across the street, there's a little park here. There's another little playground, so we can enjoy our short day within our home, not far from our home.
It's a very family-friendly neighborhood. And some would say it's a perfect blend of urban and suburban. So
exactly,
you have, lots of green, but you also have a very walkable neighborhood. Claire, you mentioned that you saw a big change over the years since you were visiting your mom before you had kids. What are some things that really stand out for you in terms of that change?
More people, I guess. A lot more people walking by. Lots of bubble tea shops. And even it's just like everywhere.
Yeah, people must think we're all addicted to bubble tea, right? Because considering the ratio of stores to population, it is quite high here.
It is quite high. That was the first thing that I noticed. Oh my God, there's a bubble tea shop on every corner of the street, right? So yeah, it's definitely busy, more people, yeah.
How does the sense of community here compare to your downtown neighborhood? Because I do hear that in some neighborhoods, it is quite like a village. How has your experience been in Willowdale compared to where you were living before?
So like more east or west side of downtown, they're more village-like. But I lived in Yonge and Bloor area. It's just condo, and people just always come and go, right? So, we don't even know our neighbors. We don't even get to say hi to people, living on the same floor, right? Because they always come and go, and We don't really interact. There's no way of interacting because we don't have a backyard, or we just don't get to hang out, right? So yeah, it was a big change, and I actually really loved it. I lived in the city. I used to live in Seoul too. I was a city girl all my life, and I just couldn't imagine myself in a suburb or a house setting other than a condo. But I mean, what I always wonder, why was I so intimidated, right? I should have moved earlier. It would have been so much better. But I mean, at least we're here now.
Yeah, welcome. Do you know some of your neighbors now?
Yes. We actually, before I moved to this house right now, my friend actually lives right across the street, and I started to take care of her garden. I used to plant flowers in her garden because she had a yard, and she just gladly let me garden there. So I got lucky. So even before I moved, I knew some of the neighbors. So I've been saying hi and talking to them sometimes, walking by.
Do you find that gardening is a great way to meet neighbors? Because when you're out working on your garden, other people walk by, and then it's a very easy way to just have that first view. How are you? What's your name?
Yes, definitely. And I actually joined some like Facebook groups, gardening groups, and they are so generous. They're I guess it's their passion that makes them so generous, and they are so happy to share their knowledge, and I think it's really great to have share the same passion, and we get to talk more with them.
So are you planting any of the flowers that you will use in bouquets this year
Yes.
as part of your summer garden?
I always do. That was the initial. I started growing flowers first. Vegetables are just for my kids to enjoy. I am really drawn to little details all the time. And, those small little details are usually like foliages or like filler flowers that's, really small and dainty. And those you can't really get in the flower markets. And sometimes they're so bad quality, or you can't even get it. So I just started growing them. Of course, I can buy it from other local small-scale farmers, but I don't know. I just somehow got into gardening, and it's just got crazy.
Well, I think that's so special for those of us in Willowdale who, to be able to buy a bouquet and to know that some of the plants in your bouquet are from Willowdale. I think that's pretty special. What flowers do you grow here in our community? Because it'd be good for us novice gardeners to know what flowers grow well in this climate.
Can you name some?
I know dahlia.
Yes,
Yeah,
dahlia.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's all I know.
Okay.
Our daughter knows everything about the flowers, but not me.
At least somebody knows.
So anyways, I grow dahlias and zinnias, cosmos. Those are really easy to grow things. And I bought tons of seeds, really. I always buy tons of seeds. And I love the Chinese forget-me-nots, which are blue flowers, which is actually taller than the smaller forget-me-nots. So you can actually use it in the flower arrangements.
I love blue. Now I need to find how to get these seeds. I would love to have some blue forget-me-nots.
Yes.
That's
maybe I can give it to you.
Share a few seeds. Yes. I would gratefully say yes to that. That is wonderful, and so wonderful to hear that your kids are part of your gardening journey. And that it's local. I'm excited for you because I think there's such a, I think the word local, support local, that idea has really grown through the pandemic.
Mhm.
We realize that, the world can shut down at any given time, but at any moment that we are isolated, our neighbors are probably the most important people around. And so I will definitely be encouraging people to get bouquets from your store, because I can boast and say, yeah, there's flowers that will be grown right in our neighborhood and her bouquets. So,
Thank you.
and when did you discover your passion for plants?
Well, I guess like around 2017, I guess I grew my first tomato plant. I just bought some seedlings from the farmer's market. I mean, it grew. I was so surprised. It was just a, very sad looking seedling, right? But then it grew into this massive tomato plant, and I was so impressed. And the next year, I think, I took this seed starting class from a local farmer. She who was in downtown. She's not there anymore, but she had a business called My Luscious Backyard. And she gardens. Do you know her?
No, it just sounds like a beautiful name.
Yes, it is a beautiful name. And Sarah's a lovely person. So anyways, so I took this class, and I learned how to, I planted those little seeds at a workshop. It was just a workshop. And I took it, I brought it home, and it grew into flowers. It's really addictive, right? Once you see that tiny little seed producing like bundles of flower all summer long.
But she did it on our condo balcony, not the backyard.
Oh, right. You were at Young and Bloor back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been married?
12 years?
Yeah, 12 years. Almost 13 now.
Almost 13, yeah.
Did you know that you would both be business owners when you first got married? Was that something you both knew?
Never
No.
in my life.
Wow. So both of you have discovered new careers during your relationship.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Wow. And how has that been for your marriage to own businesses during a pandemic with children? What has been fun and what has been challenging?
It's a long story, right? It's I guess it's a total chaos and hot mess.
Yeah. Well, I think life with children in general makes us all a hot mess. So,
yes.
But adding businesses, which are like children in many ways that you have to raise as well, could be further stretching. Haedong, how long have you been running the Better Hearing Clinic?
It's almost 5 years right now. Yeah. So it's a very long story why I'm doing this, but long story short, before the marriage, I studied. My major in Korea was mechanical engineering, and I married her and moved to Canada. And so I decided to what do I do? So I can continue to study in the mechanical engineering, or I can do a completely different one. But when I saw her grandmother, which she was in almost 90 at the time, right? That she had a hearing aid, and I was really shocked, because first of all, hearing aid was really expensive. I didn't know that. It's like I believe that was $7,000 for her hearing aid. And second of all, even if that expensive hearing aid, she couldn't hear well. So there's no big benefit for that. So I felt like there's something wrong, and there's something maybe I can do. So I studied a little bit regarding the hearing aid and those field, and I found out the Georgia Brown College has a hearing instrument specialist program. So, and also when we live in downtown, we do the volunteering at the long-term care, and we met numerous number of people who have hearing issue and they didn't get proper treatment for that. So I found that, yeah, so maybe I can do this. And this one is, I want to work to, help people together, so I can get my paycheck and helping others together. But I think this is a great the field I can do that. So that's why I decide to go with this clinic that is the hearing instrument specialist. And I found that if I work for somebody, I cannot do what I want because there's rules and I need to follow to their strategy to running the business. I need to sell this one. But if I run my business, then I can do what I want to do people. So I can spend more time with the client. So I can do more focus on each individual's problem to solve that issue or to helping them. So that's why I decide to open my business, which I didn't think about my whole life because I'm not the business guy, and we are not the business.
Both are not
so
at all.
So we are doing it. Yeah.
Well, you're led by your heart and your passion, and it sounds like Claire's grandmother has been a big inspiration to just, it sounds like you saw the need and the gap, and you're trying to create and provide a business that addresses the gap that many people face. And, just anecdotally, my grandfather had hearing loss.
Mhm.
And I think it's because of his hearing loss that his Alzheimer's onset was much faster, right? Because once you can't hear, you stop engaging with the world, and he would not use a hearing aid. So that just resulted in a very rapid decline in his
It is.
cognitive ability. So it's such a crucial, sense that we all need to engage with the world. And most of us don't know sign language. So if you have lost your hearing and you're older, you're not going to be able to learn a new skill so easily. And I think technology is more advanced now than even just a few years ago. What is some new technology in the area of hearing aids?
The new technologies like the connectivity, like Bluetooth. So yeah, the hearing aid nowadays are rechargeable, so you don't have to change the little hearing aid battery every week. So it's rechargeable, and also it has a Bluetooth connectivity, so you can answer the phone or streaming the YouTube or something to your hearing aid. So those are new technology to people can think like, wow. But to me, the main thing is those are like accessory stuff, not the main. So I think the main is that when they develop the new hearing aid, they focusing to the sound quality. I mean, the speech, when you have conversation, how much you can understand better and easily. So those are main goals and features, but the Bluetooth and those stuff looks fancy, so they're saying those words first, but the main goal is like just pure sound quality. That has been developed so many ways and so long time. So yeah, when you compare to like 5 years ago, that sound quality is a big difference.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference because when the sound quality isn't good, people don't want to hear it, or they tune out, or it gives them a headache, right? I've heard in the past that a hearing aid can give people headaches, or they have a hard time even just adjusting to it. So it sounds like there's been a lot of new developments. And hey, answering a phone by Bluetooth without, having to go through another device, that's really wonderful to hear. So yeah, if anyone's interested in finding out more, you can visit Haedong's website, betterhearingclinic.ca. You can also find columns that he writes in 2 Korean newspapers. And what are the topics you usually like to cover for your column?
So the only regarding the hearing. So I started from the how we hear the sound and anatomy of our ears, and regarding the hearing aid, what kind of hearing aid is, and there's a myth and fact, and there's a misconception of the hearing aid and troubleshooting. So yeah, those kind of stuff.
Well, considering we're living with a significant aging population, I'm sure the need for people to understand more about what is available, the process of getting one. And it's great that you are supporting the Korean community by providing that information. So, and I'm just so grateful to hear that people who come to your clinic, it's about serving with heart. And you're not just trying to push a product. Because I think for a lot of people, choosing a business like yours is hard because it's going to be a big expenditure. It's a challenge that they are dealing with, and just knowing that the intention is not just the bottom line, but actually to address what is needed. That's really important. So we just have a few more questions, if you guys don't mind. And this is what we call the Willowdale Rapid Fire Round. And it's just a few questions about Willowdale to help us learn more about your experience in our neighborhood. So the first one is, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at in Willowdale?
To me, the favorite one is Kinton Ramen at the Young and Empress, right? Yeah, they have like the ramen is great, so nice. The broth, the soup is good, but I think not many people knows about it. But their chicken is really amazing.
Is that like the
karaage?
Karaage chicken? Yeah. That's my husband's favorite too.
So, well, we are from Korea, and the Korean fried chicken is very, very famous here, right? So, but for the seasoned one, Korean chicken is really good, but just like a plain fried chicken, I like a Kinton Ramen chicken karaage is the best.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Claire? You may have a different taste bud, right?
Well, yes, I do have a totally different taste bud. But, I mean,
she doesn't like chickens. Fried chicken.
No, I like it. I like that place.
Yeah.
I mean, that place was really close by from where we live, the condo. So I mean, that was our go-to restaurant.
Right. So is it your favorite restaurant?
Yeah, that too. In the Willowdale area, yeah.
That's great. I don't know if my husband would say that his favorite is the same as mine. So it's wonderful that you guys, are in sync with each other.
We go to the same restaurant, but we choose different menus.
Yes.
Totally different menus.
What is your favorite place to hang out together in Willowdale?
Basically, honestly, our hangout place is park.
Yeah. Numerous parks.
Yeah.
But these days it was still so cold and muddy everywhere. So I mean, our best hangout place is our yard, our home right now.
Right. Is there a favorite park?
We went to Willowdale Park a lot, and I keep forgetting the names. The
Seashell Park?
Yeah, my daughter calls it the Seashell Park.
Oh, it's not
not the Seashell Park. I don't know. it has this giant
The stage thing, just
Oh,
when the door is,
yes.
yeah.
That's Lee Lifeson Park.
yes,
Oh, yes.
yes,
Oh,
that,
yeah, yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
I always, look at it. I see it when I read, but my daughter keeps saying Seashell Park, and I just forget.
Yeah, my kids love to try to climb the clamshell there.
Yes, yes.
Even though it's not that climbable, but they try, right?
Yeah. Very hard.
What do you think sets Willowdale apart from other neighborhoods?
I just like you said, it's really children friendly, but it's just right, just one step away. There's this big urban kind of area that you can also enjoy. So I really think that's a really good mix of
it's a young street. There is a lot of place like a restaurant or the bar. You can hang out there, but just the one street east or west, there's a very, very peaceful. The place is
really quiet.
Yeah, quiet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is one thing that you would love to see more of in our neighborhood?
Happy face, smiling face.
I would love to see more community gardens. So I see my kids really benefiting from gardening, and just by looking at it and picking things and eating right off the or just by looking, right? Kids are really short, right? So they tend to look on the ground a lot, and they ask what the flower name is, right? So their eyesights are really different from us. We look really above, but they tend to look on the bottom, and they're really curious. And with so many issues with the pandemic, I really think this is a very it's really necessary, like almost like necessary. Really, it's not like a plus thing. It's not an advantage thing.
Right.
I really think it's become a necessity that we all should look into, or maybe build together.
Yeah.
So
Because gardening is so good for mental health. It's educational, it's tactile. So you're like, your hands are in the soil. You're preaching to the choir. I discovered my love of gardening during the pandemic, and I decided to plant a veggie garden of my own for the first time. So it's been a beautiful learning experience that I think everyone would benefit from.
Yes.
And, I think most community gardens are food-based, but wouldn't it be cool to have a flower-based community garden that brought people together to create bouquets together, that could be sold for charity or to give to people in seniors' homes, or because fresh flowers really can brighten a person's day. And I know, for our single moms Mother's Day, last year we were able to give out many bouquets, and we realized that, it really means something for a mom to get fresh flowers on Mother's Day. And for a lot of single moms, that just would never happen. And so we're so grateful to have that chance to do that. But yeah, maybe one day we can consider a flower community garden. I don't know if there are any out there.
I mean, I've seen zinnias planted in the
Parkview garden.
But I mean, I would love to help if
well,
there's edible flowers, right? There's tons of edible flowers too. So
well, the other thing I would love to see is if there were more edible things in the planters on the street. Could you imagine if, like, you're walking home from work or something, and then you're like, oh, I need some rosemary, and like there's some rosemary just on the street that anyone could take a bit of, and you know, in a way, like I think planting edible things is a way that you can engage people even more, right? If they see flowers, they'll be like, oh, that's pretty, and then they'll move on. But if they can actually take some kale home, cut some leaves off for a salad tonight,
Yeah.
I think that'd be a very,
It
yeah,
smells really
mint.
nice.
Mint grows like crazy, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think there's many ways to weave in more interactive gardens in our cityscape, and I think that would help to build some community as well.
Yes, it would be lovely. It's a dream come true, really, for me.
Yeah. Yeah, let's dream that dream.
Let's
I
do that.
would love to see that happen. What is your most memorable moment in Willowdale? This is the last question, and just like, what is the moment you have shared here in Willowdale that has meant a lot to you?
We really haven't been living here that long to see the changes, but
so I felt like our second son was born in this area, so we go out together to the park and sing, the sunny days, beautiful weather. They are playing really well, and those are like just everyday life. It's like a memorable time to
That is so beautiful. There's a video on YouTube that I often share in my mom's group, and it's called "The Gift of an Ordinary Day." And it's a woman whose children have grown up, they've moved out of the house, and she's just saying how much she wishes she could go back to those simple days when they were little, and that gift of an ordinary day. So Haedong, it sounds like you have that right mindset. You are capturing those ordinary days, and those are the most important to you. So that is wonderful. And thank you, Claire. Thank you, Haedong. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your story with us. We're really grateful to have you both as neighbors in our community. And we look forward to dreaming more dreams together of how we can make the community a better place.
Thank you, Lily. We're really, really happy to be here.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure.
We had fun. And personally, I saw you in the mom group and everywhere, so it's like meeting a celebrity.
I'm just a mom in the neighborhood, just like you. Thank
Nice meeting you.
Okay, let me get in here before Lily gets too big of a head. No, I'm just kidding. No, just teasing. Thank you so much, Claire, and thank you, Haedong. You're talking about these days and moments, and each of you, through the work that you do, can help people's ordinary days be enhanced and made special, whether it's receiving flowers or being able to hear your loved ones clearer, and you're a part of making those special days even better through weddings and being able to just hear those special moments even clearer. So thank you for the work that you do and the support that you give our neighbors. And I encourage all of our neighbors to support these two local businesses. You can see Claire's beautiful work, because it's one thing to talk about it, but to then go and see the beautiful arrangements that you put together. So head to Alisera Design on Instagram and see your work, and be sure to visit betterhearingclinic.ca as well to check out Haedong's work. And if you'd like to learn more about NeighbourLink, you can head to neighbourlink.org or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at NeighbourLinkNY. We'll be back next week with actually a special edition of Meet Your Neighbor. We're doing a provincial candidate roundtable, so you'll be able to meet the candidates running to be MPP, but as neighbors. So this is not a debate; it's a chance for us to really get to know those who want to serve in public office as neighbors who are from our neighborhood. And so we'll see you then, same time, same place, new neighbors. Good night, Haedong. Good night, Claire. Good night, Lily. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week.
Good night.
Thank you, Claire. Thanks, Haedong.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.